If you speak up loud and clear, that'll be good. She has a very interesting thing for you all. Listen, everybody that's trying to achieve out-of-body experiences, you need to hear how detailed these things can get.
In my OBE, I was asleep and I was awakened. I was in a high-rise building. I want to say in like a big city of some sort. And, you know, there in the apartments on those floors, everything is side by side. So
let me ask you, are you on the phone? Are you on the phone directly or a speakerphone?
I'm on the speakerphone.
Could you please get on the real phone so we can hear it?
All right. In my out of body, I went through like, I'm going to say, if I had to count, maybe like 10 or 12 walls. I was like flying through the walls, and I kept flying from wall to wall or through the walls until I reached the outside of the building. And when I reached the outside of the building, I was high up in the sky, and it was nighttime. And you could see, like in a big city, you could see the high-rise buildings in the distance lit up with light. You could look down and you could see traffic, and you could see the cars. You could see people walking about and everything. And I was just up in the sky. It was amazing. I was just up in the sky looking and observing everything. And so I went down lower, and I could see, like I said, people walking. And I went to this particular restaurant, and there were black people in the restaurant. And it was, I don't know if they were closing or it just was a slow time and there weren't a lot of people in there. But I walked in and I spoke to the people at the bar, and it appeared to be like they were, like I said, closing. And they asked me, did I want anything? And I just told them no. I was just coming in basically to check the place out.
So they can see you?
I'm
they
sorry?
can see you? They could see you?
Yes, they could see me.
Okay.
Yes, they could see me. And so I went back out, and I was just walking up and down the street, basically, or walking along the street. And in the distance, there was like, I want to say like a park or a lake or river. You know how in some big cities they'll have water, like in Chicago, they'll have a waterway, or New York, they'll have a waterway, and there'll be benches along the waterway where you can sit. And so I just kind of like took a seat on one of the benches there and kind of observed people as they walked by. And it was just so, there was a serenity, there was quietness, there was peace. It was a different feeling, like altogether from, I've been to some of those cities and it's not like that, you know. So it was just different. It was a different place and a different feeling altogether. And then I woke up.
Okay. That wasn't the one I was talking about. You had one where you were riding a bike and you crossed bridges and people, little girls and people were coming out with bikes and all kind of things. But you had many of those OBEs. That's a new experience there. I'm glad to hear that one. Anybody else have anything? Thank you. Anybody else have anything they'd like to add as far as a spiritual experience?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, the last couple of days I had been listening to the Cosmic Traveler and listening to it and everything. Just came to the realization, I don't think we all really realize what hell really is, but it really is the definition of literally being separated from the source. And a lot of times I don't think we realize that we are. Because if you're not feeling this, if you can't feel the source, let alone hear the source, then you're detached. And, you know, I really just didn't realize that, like I said, with my own personal attacks or whatever. But, you know, while listening to it and everything, it did help me achieve, you know, out-of-body awareness with me being aware of all of that and you know, and me just saying my own little mantras and everything to myself during all of that. And then Messiah called me yesterday or the day before with an urgency about these powerful revelations that he had to get out to Anukas and Harry. And I tried for almost 45 minutes to reach them. Neither one of their phones was working, wasn't even ringing, and going straight to voicemail. And I said, well, it must have been pretty powerful, because them devils sure wasn't trying to let nobody, you know, talk to him or whatever. And he, and then when I finally did get Anukas, she finally did talk to him, and I ended up finding out that he tried to contact other individuals as well to try to contact them. So.
Right, because I couldn't even reach them while they were in the car. You know, I talked to him several times in the car, but after that I couldn't reach him anymore at all. But the revelations were really powerful. They were very powerful. And tonight, in fact, I'd like to ask you all to challenge yourself to try to describe individually the new heaven and the new earth. And in addition to that, when it says the former things will have passed away, try to describe what you think the state of those left behind will be. What will that world be like? You follow me? And point to some examples here right now that you can see the separation between the two worlds, like in VESiCA Pisces. You know, there's two worlds going on simultaneously on one planet, right? Some people are moving into the future and others are being left behind with what they're creating, right? But now who is it that wants to step up, leap empty-handed into the void and describe to us what they think the difference would be between those that move into the new heaven and earth and those left behind?
Well, can I answer that?
I will.
Go on. Go on, you go ahead.
Say it again.
Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying, are you asking, it's like, what do we see? Or like, what do we think?
What do you think your best concept of being left behind would be like, and then making it to the new heaven and new earth? What does that mean in your opinion?
Clinging to things that's been here for a while, and that holds the physical plane up strong. So hanging on to things that's been here, and nothing new.
Okay, I know you would have, because I explained it to you. But okay, that's your okay. Next person, what would be your best description of being left behind, and then the new heaven and new earth, and the distinction between the two? What could you point at as examples right here in this on this planet to make a distinction between? Go ahead.
Well, I'm seeing some news about vigilante and people rioting, and I don't see any of that from my point of view. So I'm just wondering, what kind of dimension are they in?
That's right. You're waking up. That's it.
And from my point of view, I'm seeing things that, from my point of view, that they're, when you meet some people, if you do, then you don't feel that attachment to things that they're talking about, that it's just like it's not relevant to you. It's just like they're talking alien if it's not vibrating on your level.
Exactly.
You know, it seems like they're in another world and I'm in another world. It's like you thinking about, it's like I'm thinking I'm going to have strawberry and cream tonight, and it's like other people, you know, are thinking about entirely different things, you know?
Exactly.
That's probably relevant to them, but it's not relevant to me.
It's right. It's not part of your reality. And it's like you're looking at television. You can see these things in the backdrop, but it's like they don't have an effect on you. Like the war in Ukraine or in Israel or you know, it's just like, you know, these things are happening, but it's not really affecting you, right?
Yes, that's correct.
I'd like to
And it,
go ahead.
No, go on. You go ahead.
I have a question.
Yes, I'll do my best.
Is that why it seems everybody's getting more irritated and mad?
Well, people are getting irritated for various reasons. Those people that are reaching consciousness are getting irritated at themselves or their lower selves because, in essence, they can kind of see more than the regular human can see, but they find that their will is weak and they can't hardly make the uphill climb. They're being pulled back down into the pit for some reason that's beyond their control. They imagine, but there is nothing beyond their control. They're just weak-willed, and that agitates them. Another thing, older people who get agitated and short-tempered, aggravated, because as they get older, they realize what they didn't realize when they were young, when they were in their teens and 20s, when they felt immortal. You follow me? They're beginning to realize their mortality, and they can see and imagine the end. They've watched enough people that were friends and relatives pass on to know that their mortality is imminent, and their time is creeping to an end, and that makes them very irritated in a lot of ways, right?
Right.
Right. Okay, I wanted to, I'll go to the Bible and read Matthew 14, verse 24.
I have a question. I'm not really a question, but I want to say something about that.
Okay.
We thought it was a crazy coincidence that you're talking about the Matthews, because recently, since like many classes ago, everything that you talk about, that's usually what happens in that day. Like to me and multiple people, and you talking about Matthew, one of the beings or brothers that I was with, he met a being in his dream, and they were told him to go check out Matthew, like they were seeing the Bible verses in the sky. And he remembered, and that's like one of the first things he told me, is that the guy in the dream was telling him to go check out Matthew, and then here we are looking at Matthew.
That's part of it, the synchronicity. All right, that's Matthew 14, verse 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while man slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat. That's the evil people among the good. And then he went his way, the stranger did. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servants said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? But he said, Nay, leastwhile ye gather up the tares. Ye root up also the wheat with them, that both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of harvest, I will say to the reapers, Gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. All right. Now, he went on to explain this to his disciples. Okay, verse 36. Then Jesus sent the multitude away and went into the house. He and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, not the planet. And the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. All right? So, all right. Somebody please type in Google King James, comma, separating the sheep from the goat. Who can do that real quick? I know Unc, you're pretty good with the Bible. And Amun, you find things pretty quickly. You can look it up. King James, comma, separating the sheep from the goat.
Matthew 25.
Matthew 25. Thank you. Just a second. Chapter 25 of Matthew.
31, verse 31 to
verse 32 to 33.
Okay. Here I go. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to create a foundation here. I'm sorry?
How was it that we said welcome?
I don't know. I'll get back at that in a minute. You're talking about Nawapic?
Yes, sir.
We'll change tracks in a minute and put their mind on something else in just a minute. Right now, we're on this focus. All right. Matthew. Okay, 26. You said 25. 24, 25, 31, women here, 21, 22. Is it right here where it reads, okay, I got it. When the Son of Man, 31, verse 31. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee? Question. Or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, you have done it unto me. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was an hungered, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in, naked, and ye clothed me not, sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, and as much as ye did it, not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. Right? Now I'm wondering if these gave anybody a little better view of what's happening in this world, in these worlds on this one planet. Anybody else have the courage to try to give their thoughts on it? Because what I say is that many people here imagine that their third eye is open, and they know what's going on. They have it all together. But I tell you on any given Sunday that your third eye is mostly calcified still, and you really can't see the truth even if it's on the tip of your nose. There are some here that imagine, I got enough out of the Son of Man already. The Messiah showed me the blueprint. I can find my way from here. No, you can't. You need to hold my hand each and every step of the way, or you get lost anywhere along the trail that you let go. Now, when I tell you that it's right on the tip of your nose, that's what I mean. But you couldn't see it. It's unfolding in front of your face each and every day, on the news and in your natural lives. You can see it politically. Many of you remember on Facebook and on media a couple years back when the owners of those large sites like Facebook were using words like virtual reality. Remember that? Alternative universes.
Yes.
And they were talking about selling people glasses like things they could put on their face, apparatus, that they look into a virtual reality. Remember that? They actually had the actual equipment that you could buy. Who remembers that?
I do.
I do.
There's other people that remember it too that are not speaking. They remember that. They were pushing virtual reality and alternate universes. What they were talking about, go ahead.
Talking about the metaverse.
The metaverse, exactly. They're talking about the metaverse. And when we look at politics today, what organization or branch of politics is using the word meta or MAGA?
Donald Trump.
Republicans.
That's right, the Republicans. And I taught y'all many months ago who the Antichrist was, and who did I tell you it was?
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
And those that follow him. Okay. The reality of it is you have two worlds, and when you look at the news, the people on the news very frequently make reference to comments that Donald Trump makes, and they say his followers and MAGA, and they say Earth 2 and Earth 1. They make reference to things that are realistic as Earth 1, when people talking truth and grounded in reality. And Earth 2, they make reference of as this bullshit that these devils think and talk about, right? This alternate reality. How many of you have heard that on the news? They're making using terminology like that, Earth 1 and Earth 2. Joy Reid is a good example. He went off on a tangent talking about some more of that Earth 2 stuff. All right? That's the world that's being left behind right in front of your face.
I have to look that one up.
Yeah, well, look it up now.
I have a question or a thought.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
All right, so this is reference to like the verses you were just reading about being sent to like everlasting fire and stuff. So, why would God like send those people who like didn't treat others as if that person was themselves like feeding, like visiting those in prison and sick and all that? Why would he send them to everlasting fire and punishment if like he's all love and stuff, and like punishment and stuff is associated with fear, and like how perfect love casts out fear? Why would he do that? Wouldn't he like teach them the way he taught us? Like how we were also once in arrogance, and like we had to like find a like I don't know, I guess God led us here to you to learn and stuff. Wouldn't he like
I think what you're making reference to, sister, I think you're making reference to unconditional love from the Most High, right? And unconditional mercy and forgiveness, right?
Yeah, that's associated with
right.
who God is, because God is love, right?
Yes, God is love.
That's a verse in the Bible.
God is love. But let me say, I know that you're firmly entrenched in heavy belief systems, and you've been programmed. I'd like you to write down, sister, doll test, the doll test, and look that up on doll test, YouTube. Look up the doll test.
I've seen that before.
Well, I'm trying to give you some idea what happened to your mind and the way you're thinking right now, because would you believe?
That's a question, like.
Okay, well, let me try to throw some light and blind corners for you. Okay, let me let you be the judge. Do you think that it would be fair for Mother Teresa and Adolf Hitler to go to the same reward?
What? A mother to
Mother Teresa.
I don't know much about her, honestly.
Mother Teresa was a nun that sacrificed her life helping others, healing the sick, feeding the hungry, doing all the things that Jesus proposed we should do. And Adolf Hitler was a Donald Trump type character that had no compassion, no mercy, and he would step on his own baby's throat to further his own gains. And to torture people and create chaos and hell was something that pleased him greatly. He was a devil. Do you agree that Adolf Hitler was a devil? Historically, what you read. Right.
Yeah,
so do you think that the devil, do you think that good angelic men and women should get the same reward as Satan on earth?
No, I don't believe in that. I believe, like, of course, karma, like, what you
That's right. You got it correct. But energy always returns to the source of energy. So whatever you put out, it always returns to the source, whether it's good or evil. You understand? So there is no...
that's what I believe.
There's no unfairness in that. You follow me? So people that put out here...
Is that like part...
Go ahead.
Is that part of the love as well? Like, you know how God gives us free will? Is that also part of it? Like,
exactly. It is free will because you have a choice. to choose between good and evil with every decision and every thought. We are creating our own reality. It's just that a lot of people are creating hell in place of heaven. But they're trying to create hell for you and heaven for themselves. And they're always astonished to find out that the hell they were creating returns to them. And they're like, where'd that come from? You follow me? It came from you.
Also kind of, but those people like you're talking about that create hell for us, or like just want the heaven for themselves. Like, isn't it
exactly
in our power to take that power back, since like we're basically like blinded, since we don't know like our own power? Like, isn't it up to us to realize that?
Were we blinded? Well, yeah, we were blinded by their light, their white light, right. But I'm here to lift the veil, because certainly thou wilt heed us of it. But today I'm going to remove from thee thy veil, so thy shadow be sharp, okay? I know the illusion, the picture they're trying to paint for you, and the way they bend words in reality, and the way their mind is completely bent and turned upside down. I know how serious they are about the crooked way that they see things. They look at the world through rose-colored glasses. But I'm going to straighten it out for you and them this day, because I am who I am. And our Heavenly Father sent me to you as a mercy. So, you can see many of the things. When I was a young fella, I was reading books like The Rise and Fall of Nazi Germany, The Fall of the Third Reich, The Rise and Fall of Adolf Hitler. I read all those type of books, and I was blown away by the cruelty that it was possible for one individual to think up and go eat breakfast. You understand? I never could understand creatures like that could torment, murder, and terrorize people, and just continuously lie like Donald Trump. Just lie every time they open their mouth. Just continuously lie. And Donald Trump picked up something from Adolf Hitler, many things, like Mein Kampf, the book that Adolf Hitler wrote in the penitentiary. Donald Trump will tell you to your face that if you tell a lie enough times, at least 3 times, people will start believing it. In other words, it's never even struck his conscience. He never even conceived of maybe telling the truth as an alternative to the lies, or ultimatum. See, because the devil cannot tell you the truth about their agenda, because they think evil continuously. You understand? People lie because they want to, sister. People lie because they want to. The devil lies because they have to. But it was them that put themselves in that position. You understand? And the more they lie, the deeper they get entwined in that lie, until they find that they can't even extricate themselves from it. They're confused. They don't even know the truth from a lie anymore. They tell and think lies so much. You understand? It's like little kids, a little boy and his sister are born. And they grow up in the same household, but everybody knows this little boy lies about everything. He's a fanatical liar. All he does is lie, and everybody knows, and sometimes they laugh about it. You know? Who told you that? Willie said that. Oh, shit. Yeah, I mean, right. You know that boy lie. But his sister is a very truthful being, and she never lies. She's always truthful. So no matter what people hear from her, they believe it. You understand? Well, they both grow up, and Willie becomes a young adult. He never changes. You coming, Willie? I'll be there in a half hour. An hour passes by, you call him back. Well, I was on the freeway to tell you he always got these words. And then you see him in 3 days and he got a big line excuse for that. He don't have a word, you understand? And he drinks heavily and smokes because he lies to himself, saying that these things won't hurt him. He don't believe that. The doctors lie. Everybody's lying. They making up things. And these lies start hurting Willie. He becomes an alcoholic. He goes to the doctor and he diagnosed him with cirrhosis of the liver. And tells Willie, at this rate, I don't even give you 3 months to live, Willie. What are you going to do? Oh, Doc, I'm going to stop drinking right now. I quit as of this second. I didn't know it was that serious, this, that, and the other. Willie goes home to his wife. She knows he's a liar. What did the doctor say, Willie? He said I had cirrhosis of the liver and I didn't have a chance to live over 2 months. And the only chance I had is if I stopped drinking. And she, well, what did you decide to do, Willie? Well, you know what I did? I didn't have no choice. I quit drinking. You're lying, Willie. I can smell it on your breath right now. And you got a bottle sticking out your back pocket. I was just celebrating quitting, that's all, baby. Well, he was dead. He choked on his own lies. He created a hell that he couldn't even, he trapped us, he created a prison that there was a patient on the table in the emergency room, and when they turned on the light, Willie realized that he was the patient on the table. They were trying to save and they couldn't. But he thought he was operating on everybody else. He always thought like a devil that he was an individual and that we're not all one. And he saw no need to do unto your brother and your sister as he would they do unto him. He followed the devil's Bible that said, do unto others before they do unto you. And those type of commandments. But reflecting back on the MAGA movement and the meta movement, virtual reality, and the alternate universe of lies, that's Donald Trump's world, and he is the Messiah of that world. He is the Christ, the Antichrist of that religion, of that lying beliefs. But he's trying to make the darkness overtake the daylight, make the lies conquer the truth in broad daylight. It's the final conflict, the ultimate war between good and evil, between truth and lies, between heaven and hell, between day and night, between life and death. It's being played out in front of you. And there are beings on both sides. And don't think that they're not just as serious about them lies as you are about the truth, because they are really convinced and they're desperately connected to it. And many of them are willing to give up their very life in the name of the devil and souls that they no longer possess. You listen to the things that he's saying. There's an enemy within. He's talking about the truth. That's the enemy within. He said on January 6th, when he told all them people to march down to the Capitol, and we got to fight like hell, you won't have a country anymore, and hang Pence, and storm the Capitol, and they attacked and attacked over 100 policemen, and many of them died as a result. You know, he got on TV again today and said that was just a peaceful celebration. That's what he said. That was a peaceful demonstration. There was no violence in that. Now his hope is, and when he lost the election, he reached into his demonic toolbox and just said, frankly, he didn't lose it. He won the election. and the truth lied on him. And he repeated it so many times that he didn't build up an army of dumb assholes that really believe that or want to believe it, because they agree with his agenda. That everybody that doesn't look like him is polluting the blood in this country, and they're animals. They should be separated from their families. They're sleeping under aluminum foil. Everybody that don't look like him is stealing people's pets and dogs and cats and eating them. And he's repeating things like this over and over again until those that are weak-minded and weak-willed, they start saying, oh, wait a minute, there might be some truth to that. I mean, you know, they keep saying it on the news. They keep the ex-president said it. That might be true. How do you know it didn't happen? And they found out that Miss Sadie, or whatever the name of the cat is that started that rumor, was alive in the woman's basement. It didn't, and after he found out it was a lie, he just kept telling it anyway. Just like the Central Park Five. There were 5 young teenage boys, black and Latino boys, that were accused of rape of a white woman.
Yep, exactly.
And they were in prison for that. And Donald Trump took out ads in the newspaper to have them electrocuted. Give them the chair, they deserved to die. And the law found out that them boys, all 5 of them were telling the truth. They were nowhere around that woman. In fact, they found the real perpetrator that committed the rape, and he confessed to it, and DNA proved that they were innocent. And after they were 100% absolved from the crime, Donald Trump still took out an ad in the paper saying they should be electrocuted. Now, it's not for a crime. Their only crime was being black and brown. They were Latinos and blacks. He wouldn't rent to Latinos and blacks in his apartment buildings in New York. Only white people. He said that you all are polluting the blood and they got to make America great again. And he's going to get rid of 20 million Latinos in this country. And he's going to get rid of immigrants, whether they're documented or not. In other words, people that are here legally, he's going to round up and get them out of here if they're not white. To make America great again, what he's saying is make it white again. White supremacy. Like Adolf Hitler, the blue-eyed, blonde-haired race. And pretty soon, that would go down to people that didn't have blue eyes, or maybe brown eyes, or auburn hair, or black hair, or brown hair. They would have to go too. Do you understand? Until everybody you look at, you had to be able to look through their skin and see the blue veins through it. They'd have to look like Casper the Ghost. They had to be pure lepers. Now, what's wrong with that is I have y'all go to the Bible. Go to Numbers in the Bible, chapter 12. Numbers, chapter 12.
Please, thank you. Please enter your PIN followed by the pound or hash. If you do not know your PIN, please enter
all right,
pound or hash.
Stop messing with the phone because you don't like the truth. You're revealing to yourself what you are right now.
Thank you.
All right, did y'all find Numbers chapter 12?
Yes, have it.
Your little sister that was asking me questions, are you still here?
Yeah.
Are you in chapter 12 of Numbers, sister? I take it you know the Bible the way you speak, right? And if you don't have it, you can look it up on your phone. King James, Numbers 12. Are you there, sister? I don't want you saying to people.
I'm there.
I don't want you saying that Amun said that. I want you to read it out of the Bible with your own eyes.
Roll back, Messiah.
Rahu back. We're going to Numbers chapter 12, son. Let me know when you're there, sister. Numbers chapter 12.
I'm there.
Okay, then you read it to us loud and clear. Take your time.
No. Okay. Numbers 12, verse 1. Okay. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married. For he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, Hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses and unto Aaron and unto Miriam, Come out ye three unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud and stood in the door of the tabernacle and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful.
What that means is, what he said is, my servant Moses is my prophet, okay, who is faithful in all mine house, all right? But biblical language goes like that. It's not so.
Does that mean like he's the only one that obeys?
He was a meek man, and the Most High, the Lord, would make himself visible to Moses and would speak to him plainly, and not his brother and sister. The argument was that Miriam and Aaron were his older brother and sister, and they turned against Moses because he said the Lord spoke to him, and they said, Have indeed the Lord spoken only to thee, Moses, and not unto us? Like, you must think you somebody special or great. You crazy, right? And then they lied on him. He didn't lie at all. You're not trying to hear the truth. Let me read it again. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And they said, Hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Hath he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, Come out, ye three, unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out, and the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam. And they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. Revelations. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall he behold. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. That's a curse. To be white is a curse. And Aaron said to Moses, Alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let it not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses, the one that they tormented, cried unto the Lord, saying, Hear her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And after the people removed from Hazareth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. In other words, the Most High removed that curse off her, and she was black again like the rest of the people. Do you understand? Or you can go to Hebrews and see where Moses performed a miracle in front of Pharaoh. Like when he threw a staff down and turned it to a snake. And the sorcerers that were with Pharaoh threw their staffs down. All three of them turned to snakes. When Moses' staff swallowed up their lies. Right? One of the miracles he performed, he got in front of Pharaoh and his court and all his people, his maggers, and thrust his hand into his bosom, a black hand, a normal hand. And he pulled it out, and lo, it was white and leprous as snow. Just his hand for all to behold. And everybody was like, wow, what happened? And then the Lord commanded him to thrust his hand back into his bosom. He did that, and he pulled it out, and it became again as his normal flesh. It was brown again. Do you understand? So the Bible is telling you that these people are cursed. But on the dial test, they try to make out that everybody else is cursed, and they're blessed. They're beautiful and handsome and good. But the people that undertake to enslave people and created World War I, World War II, and are well into World War III now, they are not blessed, they're not good, these are demons. And all the blacks and browns that follow them are demons as well. You understand? Now, if you're not convinced, I can prove these things to you beyond a shadow of a doubt out of your book and your belief. I can prove it. I just did. If you don't believe the word of God in this Bible, then you need to burn that up and just go strictly with the devil. Let Donald Trump be your Jesus. But I guarantee you, you'll regret it because he's going to turn on you. He already has. He says y'all walking across the water and the muscles in the back of your legs look like cantaloupes from carrying all them drugs, that all you all are is rapists and murderers, and it's in your DNA. And you come and crawl across the border to pollute all that good American white blood. And you got to go. You got to get out. Gonna round y'all up like dogs and throw you out like dogs. That's what he's gonna do. That's his plan. But you need to know what his plan is, and don't defend him with your silence or his MAGA agenda. You understand? Now, it's much worse than that. Read that Proposal 25 that they put together. But that's enough for you to think about right now, tonight. When I tell you that those that will be left behind are those that are with Donald Trump and the MAGA movement. And not only them, but every accursed liar, black, white, brown, or green, or just spirit. Every accursed spirit that's like them and vehemently against the truth and the Creator, trying to block out truth and illuminate lies. These are the devils that will be wrapped in bundles and burned in the furnace. And all of you that are steadfast and really serious about the truth, because he reads the strings of your heart, you will be gathered unto the barn of the Most High, which is heaven. That's it. Now, I'm telling you that you can just look at the news and look at the world around you. Some of you go to supermarkets and you start to get a bad reaction from white people in supermarkets. You start to realize also they're looking at you different. They're looking at you with disdain and like you're less than, like you're an annoyance. Or what do you want? Like you're other, like you don't belong, and you feel that. Another thing that's making you recognize that the energy is leaving out of this three-dimensional reality and moving into 5D and above, as you go to the supermarkets and you don't see all the products on the shelf that you used to see before the pandemic. You're starting to drive down the street and see too many vacant buildings and vacant homes. A lot of you are recognizing that the food you do get is synthetic, seedless fruit. And you're buying plums that stay hard forever. Oranges that get old and shrink up small, but they're still bitter. They never get ripe. You're starting to realize that the food tastes like paper, and it's losing its taste. Because the devil is trying to shift it over, get your mind off 5D or the fifth dimension and put it on 5G. Get your mind off the Creator and put it on AI, artificial intelligence. He's telling you he's going to build a God for you that'll take the place of the real one. And I tell you that nothing can rise above its source. Can nobody build anything that's going to be over them as the builder of it. You can't have a child that's superior to you when they came from you. They can be equal to you, but not superior. Nothing can rise above its source. And no way possible for you to be above the one that above your Creator as a part of creation. You can't do it. All in your mind. And if you can't see that there are two worlds opening up in front of you, and you can choose which one you want to belong to, after walking with me, I contend you're just simply a liar. And you don't want the truth. You reject it. For whatever reason, you're walking wide-eyed into the fire. And I have no sympathy or remorse for you. Because along with that comes being an enemy of the Most High and an enemy of truth. And I do two things for the Most High: love for His sake and hate for His sake. I love truth and righteousness for the Most High's sake. And I hate lies and evil for His sake. Because the friend of my enemy is my enemy. If you claim to be my friend, and you're the friend of the devil, and you know he's my open enemy, you're not my goddamn friend. The friend of my enemy is my enemy. And the most important devil you got to watch out for is the inner me. The devil in the mirror, the one inside of you. And the devil's not always running around like Chucky with a butcher knife, chopping at your ankles. Sometimes the devil will be the sweetest, most seductive person in the world. Like on The Exorcist. Yeah, me, I'm your mother. Donald Trump can be funny, love to crack little jokes and this, that, the other. That's Satan in the flesh. And anybody with an honest heart knows that. You know that. You know he's the devil. And you know these people with that fake-ass religion, what are they calling it? White nationalist or whatever it is? That's a satanic lie right there. I just showed you what the Bible is saying, and I can show it to you all night long if you got the heart to see it. I can show you what it's really saying, and it ain't got nothing to do with they asking you to believe. The devil is a liar. God ain't speaking like saying the things they saying. You're not being for real. You know that God, you asked where God was when you were a little child, and your parents said, "Baby, God is everywhere." You remember that? God is everywhere. But what color is everywhere, child? Everywhere, the vast extent, infinite, is black. The blackness and void over the face of the deep. And from out of the darkness came the light. So everywhere, infinity is black. That's the face of God. And he created man in his own image and likeness. How are you going to have a white God that's omnipresent and a black existence? Or a white God that's creating Adam and Eve white? Now, if they're white, Adam and Eve white, and everybody came from them, where did you get black people from? Where did they come from? White people can't make black people. Stop lying to yourself. That's recessive genes. That's the weakest people on earth. That's the beast. When you go, you take a photograph and you take it to the pharmacy to get it developed. If it's 35 millimeter, they're going to give you two pictures back. The positive and the negative. The positive is the colored one. And the negative is the one that's pale and you can see through it. Like a ghost. You understand that black is dominant and white is recessive. There's no way possible you get black people out of white people. But they keep showing you a white God, the white Adam, and the white Eve. When are you going to wake up? Or can you even handle the truth? You better snatch away from a visible flame and come home before it's too late. Because you don't have much time left, and the hourglass is ticking away. You have to accept and embrace the whole truth. You have to do that. Because you can't lie your way to a truthful creator. And that's right. There are two worlds unfolding here. You can check it out by the Mandela effect. What is the Mandela effect? Nelson Mandela was an attorney in South Africa that was fighting for human rights for black people in their own country, Africa. White people stole their land like they steal everybody's land. And they imprisoned him for defending his own people in his own country. The Mandela effect is when the dimensional shift happened, Mandela was released from penitentiary and he became the president of South Africa. Look it up. And he replaced the clerk, the white man, the European that used to be the president. And he was the president of South Africa, of his own country, for many years. But the Mandela effect is where they started noticing a split. Because many people live in a reality where Mandela died in penitentiary and was never freed from penitentiary. Now, a lot of people belong in the reality that Jiffy peanut butter is still Jiffy. But those with me will bear witness to the fact that Jiffy is changed to Jif, J-I-F, in this reality. and many, many things. So if you don't believe me, look up the Mandela Effect on YouTube. And you'd be surprised at the things you thought were real, but are different in this future reality. That's the dimensional shift, a shift in consciousness back to life, back to reality. The devil's time is up. Now, what kind of question did we generate so far?
So the Mandela Effect, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing?
It's neither good nor it's good to me, because I can use it as a tool to prove that there's a new heaven and a new earth, and the former things are passing away. Like the title Jiffy for peanut butter then passed away for me. I was seeing a lot of Aunt Jemima on the boxes and Uncle Ben and a lot of black people and that, and I erased a lot of that from my class about 4 or 5 years ago. And they're not on the packages no more. How about that? You know what I mean? Before the dimensional shift, before that split started happening, nobody could move stars. But I move stars, and everybody with me moves stars. You bear witness to that, son?
Well, yes, sir.
That's right. And anybody here tonight that have any doubts about it and want to move them, I challenge you to go outside when we move stars, and I guarantee you that you will move stars, moons, and if you want the whole creation. I am the real Messiah. And the world been knowing about me since I was an infant in the crib. They know it instinctively like a cat know a dog on sight. They tried to kill me in the crib, my own blue-eyed uncle. They tried to stab me and shoot me and poison me. My last mate, Khadijah, with her Irish-ass, daddy evil ass, she tried to poison me. They tried to let me die from black widow spider bites. They gave me every kind of disease you can think of. I mean, powerful, deadly diseases. And I was healed by angelic beings every time. Really, 100%. Clean as the board of health. There's been so many accidents and bullets and knives flying by me and going through me that I don't have scars from. They've tried to kill me 100 times in 1,000 different ways. But I'm still here. I'm still in light. Because I was sent by the Most High on a mission to wake you all up. That's my life's work. Some of you are glad to see me again, happy about my return, and doing everything in your power to assist us in the success of this mission. There are others, however, that are vehemently against the source. And they get mad when you wake them up. They don't want to hear the truth. They're totally absorbed in the lie. And they seek succor, shade, or respite in the lie. These people are walking wide-eyed into the fire. And I'm their last warner. Stop and think about what you're doing. Stop and turn around. You're not slick. You're none of the things that you thought. None of that. What you're doing is destroying yourself for an eternity. And you headed fast towards the house of pain. And there'll be nobody you can call. You can't call the devil because he's going to be burning too. Better rethink it. There are two realities out here, two worlds. and it's on display in front of your face every day. Just look at politics. These MAGA people are lying so big and so much, but people that have a twisted black heart and a black spirit, they pretend like they don't know the difference. All of them lying. They all that bullshit. And nobody said nobody was 100% truthful or 100% lying, but I'm saying if you can't see these stand-out lies that Donald Trump and them is telling, you full of shit. You pretend like you can't see us the devil. I would be scared of what's inside of me if I was you. Would you cloak for Satan? Would you rob God? Okay, I'll get ready to do a spiritual exercise, but it's almost 10:22. So I say to you all, I have much more to tell you. That's not my full revelation, but it's enough to get you to think. It's thought provocative, and Sunday I'll bring the rest to you, and it'll be so strong that it'll stand up in the coffee. Because we used to give you coffee and it was black and kept you woke. But now they got so much cream in it, it's starting to put you to sleep. You better wake up. We really love you. We really love you. Come home. And you're not doing us a favor by it. Do it for yourself. Who's going to be the first one to go outside and perform a miracle? I'd like the young lady that was asking me questions originally. I think her spirit is good and she's seeking for truth. Would you be the first one to go outside and look up at the sky for us real quick? Are you here?
Oh yeah, I'm here, but I'm unable to do that at the moment.
Oh, there's a reason why you can't look out. You can't look at the sky for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I can from my window. I think that's
okay. Do you see stars?
I see the moon.
What stars do you see, or the moon, or whatever? What do you see in the sky?
I see the moon.
You see the moon?
I think I see.
Okay, wait. You see the moon? Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. All right, close that door. I'm in my room, and I'm going to close the door, and it's dark. So I'm going to make a mind link with you and see the moon through your eyes. Let's make the moon go up in the name of Amun-Rayay. Say, go up in the name of Amun-Rayay. Tell it.
Go up in the name. Go in the name. Go up in the name of Amun-Rayay.
You see it, right? Tell us to drop down in the name. Tell us to drop down in the name of Amun-Rayay.
Drop down in the name of Amun-Rayay.
Now I'll tell it to move to the left in the name of Amun-Rayay.
Move left in the name of Amun-Rayay.
One left.
Moving left. You see it moving, little sister. Why don't you want to speak on it? Why don't you want to? You see it moving. All right.
Your face.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna make it go. I'm gonna make it go clockwise in the name of Amun-Rayay, and I'm gonna put your face in it, little sister. You're gonna see your eyes and your mouth gonna be moving and talking.
I see her face.
Yeah, I'm making it move all kind of ways now. But your face is in it.
I see it.
You see your face, little sister?
Yeah, I see his face.
That is your face. That's you. Now I'm going to make it go counterclockwise. Make it go up. Let me ask you, little sister, who do you think I am that I can do that? Who do you think I am, little sister, that I can do that?
I didn't see much, but I believe your word.
I didn't. So who do you believe I am? Who do you think I am?
You are who you say you are.
That's exactly right. I'm not who they pretending I am. They got people worshiping the devil for God. Do you understand that?
Yeah,
There were many angels in heaven, and 1/3 of the angels got cast out of heaven, right? You remember that?
Yep.
Where were they cast down to, little sister? You know the answer to these questions. Why are you taking so long? Where were the fallen angels cast down to?
Earth?
They were cast down to earth.
Hell?
What is the city Los Angeles? What does that mean in Spanish? Los Angeles. City of the Los Angeles?
Yep. Sin City, right?
Yeah, city of the Los Angeles. Okay, what's the name of that motorcycle gang they got? What kind of angels are they? Hell's Angels?
What?
That motorcycle gang they got. Is that Hell's Angels? You ever heard of the Hell's Angels? Yes or no?
I've heard of that before, though.
All right, there you go. That's quick. That's very good. I like the quick response. And that guy that does all the get on the motorcycle and jump over the Grand Canyons and all that, his name is Evil Knievel, the Dare what?
Daredevil.
The Daredevil.
Yes.
Evil Knievel, the Daredevil. Isn't it them that named their children Devlin and Angel? My little cherub. Isn't the cherub a fallen angel? How are you this morning, my little cherub? Don't send your monkeys after me. They're talking. You know that there are Jews and Gentiles in the Bible, right, sister?
Yeah.
And the Jews are the human beings, and the Gentiles are the beasts. You know that, right? The jinn is the evil spirit. Well, then you should know. I don't know why they're not teaching you that. Look it up. Look up jinn, evil spirits.
The Gentiles were the people who didn't believe, right?
The jinn are the evil.
I know what this is.
Yeah. Well, the Jews and the Gentiles. The Jews are the righteous tribes of Israel and Ishmael, and the cursed tribes of Canaan and the Amorites and Horites and Hittites. That's them. Now, where's the Gentile? You've seen concerts on TV, and the white man come out and he got on a tuxedo with a top hat. Am I right?
Yeah.
He got a piano on stage. He got a long jacket in the back. His tails is what he got his tails hanging down, right? On his tuxedo, right? Right?
Yep.
And his shoes, it takes you too long to answer. You know the answer right away. His shoes are spats. They look like hooves, don't they? White and black spats. They look like hooves. Now that you look at them, like cattle hoofs, don't they? Yes, they do. And then he stands out in front of the crowd before he sits at his piano, and he says, ladies and what?
Gentlemen.
Gentile men. Slow down. Ladies and Gentile men, lend me your ears. They are the Gentiles. The gentry. Do you understand the gen? The devil.
Yeah. Yeah.
Will you worship that? Will you worship that? The image of the beast?
No, sir.
I love you. I really do love you, and I wouldn't be talking to you unless I knew you were my child. Come home. The only reason you're here tonight is because your inner soul told you to come here. You understand? But I know how strong the spell is. And when you get off this class, you're going to go back into the world, and your friends and relatives and the television and everything around you going to tell you, don't pay no attention to what he told you. Don't worry about the truth. Forget about the proof. Just get back in the lie. Don't do it. Stay close to me. You'll be all right. You'll wake up in heaven. You understand?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Now, who else going to move some stars for us tonight?
I will.
This is Anukis.
Okay.
I see a star.
It's Kim.
Okay. All right, Kim. Go ahead.
Kim,
I'll be
Kim.
right with you. Thank you. Go ahead, Kim. What do you see?
I see a star.
All right. What you going to do with it in Florida right now?
I want to move it clockwise. The name of Amun-Rayay, the one on Lake
All right.
side.
It's moving right now.
Moving clockwise right now.
Yep.
All right.
And
What
now
else? Go ahead.
Yes,
I
it
see
is.
white aura around the trees.
Yeah, that's my energy. And it will turn to a blue aura around everything, regardless of where you're at. What do you see in London, England, Cheryl? London, England, are you still here? All right, Anukis, what are you going to move out there?
I see a star.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to move it up in the name of Amun.
It's wobbling, but it's going up.
It's wobbling.
Going up.
Hey, yep. Now
In the
what?
name of Amun, drop down. It's dropping down, falling down. In the name
Yeah.
of
Drop it
Amun, go to the right.
I see it.
It's doing a lot of stuff.
What's it like?
Hey, yep.
Right.
All right.
In the name of Amun, move back to the left.
All right. And that's it for tonight.
Moving left.
I love you all. Support the mission. Write your testimonies and post these posts up and wake up the world. Your job is to wake up the 144,000. We are one. In the middle of all these lies, in the bottom of the pit of hell, wake them up.